Let us continue with the remaining problems of the tutorial 3. So here we have problem 9. Using the method of undetermined coefficients, determine a particular solution of the following equations. Also find the general solutions of these equations. Alright, so here we have y double prime plus y equal to 6 sine x. So here the corresponding homogeneous equation to this differential equation is fourth derivative of y plus y is equal to 0, which has the characteristic equation m raised to 4 plus 1 equal to 0. So whose roots are this and this. So whenever we have complex roots, so this is the rule that if at all we have a plus minus bi as the complex root of the characteristic equation of some corresponding homogeneous differential equation, then the rule goes that the rule is the following, that the complementary function turns out to be the following. We have the roots to be a plus minus b iota. So the roots are e raised to ax times c1 cos bx plus c2 sin bx. Okay, so keeping that in mind, and since here there are two complex pair of solutions, okay, two conjugate complex pairs with us, so we have here 4 terms, okay, as we just now said. Okay, so here a is for example in the first case, watch out here that a is equal to 1 by root 2, right? A is 1 by root 2, so we have here e raised to ax times c1 cos bx plus c2 sin bx, and so on for the other part. Okay, so this is the complementary function, so therefore we have this denoted by y subscript c. Next we have to find out a particular solution, and we guess the solution to be of the form a sin x plus b cos x, because over here we have fourth derivative of y plus y, and here we have sin x, so we take it to be a times sin x plus b times cos x, where we don't know yet what are a and b, and we will figure it out in a bit. Okay, so how do we do that? We just substitute this back into the equation for derivative of y plus y is equals to 6 sin x, and from there we find out that a is equal to 3 and b is equal to 0. Therefore the particular solution turns out to be 3 sin x. So what is the particular solution? A particular solution cannot have arbitrary constants in it. Okay, the particular solution should be of the form where there are no arbitrary solutions or constants involved. Those are there in the complementary function but not in the particular solution. Okay, so here we have already determined the particular solution in the case 4. Okay, so in the 9th part of the 9th problem, so the general solution should be written by adding all this. Okay, we have to also find the general solution. I missed this. So the general solution is the complementary function plus the particular solution. Okay, next we have the homogeneous equation y triple prime minus y prime equal to 0. Okay, that is the corresponding homogeneous equation of this. Okay, how do we obtain corresponding homogeneous equation? We just put the right hand side to be equal to 0. Okay, that does not involve y or its derivatives. Okay, so we have this, and here we have the characteristic equation to be m cube minus m, so therefore the roots are 0, 1 and minus 1. So clearly all are distinct roots, so here we can easily find out. So whenever we have a real root m, say, so that time we have the complementary function as c times e raised to mx. Okay, so therefore by that rule the complementary function turns out to be c1 times e raised to 0, which is equal to 1. So c1 plus c2 times e raised to x plus c3 times e raised to minus x, because of minus 1 over here. So this gives us the complementary function. Next we have to find out the particular solution. So for the particular solution, we guess the solution to be of the form yp is equal to a times x into e raised to x plus b times x square e raised to x plus c times x cube e raised to x. Okay, here we see that the derivative goes till 3, so therefore we take it till 3 out here, and A, B and C, they are the undetermined coefficients which we need to find out, because these are involved in the particular solution, and particular solution is not allowed to have any arbitrary constants. Okay? So we substitute yp in the given non-homogeneous equation. Okay, so we have to substitute yp in the non-homogeneous equation, and then we get a to be equal to 7 by 2, b equal to minus 3 by 2, and c equal to 1 by 3, right? And once we do that, we get yp to be equal to this, and therefore the general solution as thumb rule is given by the complementary function plus the particular solution, and therefore we have this as the general solution of this ODE. So this solves the problem number 9. Next, let's move on to the last problem for this tutorial. So here we have to solve the Cauchy-Euler equation, x square y double prime plus 2xy prime plus y by 4 is equals to 1 by root x. Here you see that this equation appears weird here in the sense that it does not have constant coefficient. Okay, so but we know how to find out how to make the characteristic equation and go on to compute the complementary function and the particular solution once we have a coefficient which involves constant coefficients. So let's see, by some substitution method can we get this into that form, right? So let us begin. So we do change of variables, all right? So we let t to be equal to ln x. Ln x is nothing but log to the base e, and log to the base ex, okay? And yx is equals to phi of ln x is equals to phi of t, okay? So here what is dy by dx? Okay, so what will be dy by dx? Dy by dx will be, we have to just apply the chain rules. That will be d phi by dt times dt by dx, okay? But we know t is equals to ln x, therefore dt by dx is going to be 1 upon x. So we have this to be 1 upon x times d phi by dt, alright? And d square y by dx square, what will that be? It will be, well, again we have to apply the chain rule twice. So we apply dy by dx to this again, because this is a dy by dx, and d square y by dx square is just d by dx of dy by dx. So we do that and apply the chain rule again. So we get there 1 by x times, here we have to apply the chain rule. So d by dt of d phi by dt into dt by dx plus d by dx of 1 by x into this term, that is d phi by dt. Alright, so this turns out to be 1 upon x square times d square phi by dt square minus d phi by dt, okay? Because the derivative of this turns out to be minus 1 by x square, alright? And this is just again by chain rule, this is just dt by dx should again be replaced as 1 by x, and so we have 1 by x square term again. Okay, so this these are the simple calculations. But why do we need to do these calculations is the following. So here once we replace we are going to replace, okay, we are going to replace y by phi. Okay, y is a function of x and phi is a function of t. So we have to replace dy by dx in terms of d phi by dt, okay? So, and that we are going to do in this equation, but as we can clearly see that this equation involves d square y by dx square and dy by dx, so therefore we need these equations, okay, to substitute these dy by dx in terms of d phi by dt, right? So substituting the differential equation becomes the following, okay? So note here that here in this case we have x square times y double prime. Y double prime, by y double prime here we mean d square y by dx square, okay? So x square times y double prime would just be this, okay? And whenever we write phi prime, phi double prime, phi is written to be and meant to be and assumed to be a function of t. Therefore whenever we say phi prime, phi double prime, we mean d phi by dt or d square phi by dt square. Alright, so we have it here, and that would just be phi double prime minus phi prime plus 2 times x into y prime. So x into y prime would just be d phi by dt, so we have a phi prime here, and plus we are replacing y by phi, well, so here it should just be phi upon 4, and here we have this x. So x should be convert it in the form of t. Okay, it should be, but we cannot simply write x to be equal to t. Okay, so what would, x will just be e raised to t, okay, from this equation. So we have it here, and then we simplify this to have this as the equation. So now we have just relabeled this particular equation. This equation is equivalent to this differential equation, alright, but we have some substitution and change of variables that are done here. And here a beautiful thing that has happened is the following, that here we have phi as the dependent variable, t as the independent variable, okay, and we have this differential equation where the coefficients are constant, alright. So it is easy for us to solve by the methods as we've been doing in the previous problems. So let us continue. Consider the homogeneous system. So we consider the corresponding homogeneous system, which means we'll replace this by 0, and then the characteristic equation turns out to be lambda square plus lambda plus 1 upon 4, which has minus 1 by 2 as the repeated root. So whenever we have a repeated root, let's say m is the repeated root, so the what is the complementary function? Complementary function is just c1 plus c2x whole multiplied by e raised to mx. So using that we get this, okay, so this is the solution. So this is the complementary function, by the way, alright, and here it is a plus b times t, because t is the independent variable. We say c1 plus c2x times e raised to mx. There we already have independent variable to be x, but here we have independent variable to be t, okay. So here we have this, and since e raised to minus t by 2 and t times e raised to minus t by 2 are already solutions of the homogeneous system, so it's easy to guess now the particular solution, and it is denoted by phi sub p, and that is given by c times t square into e raised to minus t by 2, okay. But as we all know, particular solution is not allowed to have an arbitrary constant, so we substitute this particular solution in the non-homogeneous differential equation. So we have this, which says that c is equals to 1 by 2. So well, we have got the general solution of the ODE, that is given by phi of t is equals to e raised to minus t by 2 times a plus bt, which comes from here, which is the complementary function, and the second part is the particular solution, which is just now turned out to be 1 by 2 t square times e raised to minus t by 2. So that gives us phi t, and now we have to find the equation, find the solution of y, but we have it in terms of phi, but we do have the relation between phi and y, so we use that to get the solution of the given original ordinary differential equation, which was in terms of y and x, y being the dependent variable on x, which is the independent variable, alright. So y of x turns out to be 1 by root x times a plus b. So t was ln x, so we substitute, instead of t we substitute ln x, and here again it is ln x the whole square divided by 2. So this gives us the general solution of the ODE. So here we have solved this, and y has turned out, in this case you can see we have first used the trick of method of change of variables to convert this into an ODE which involves constant coefficients, and then solved it to get phi in terms of t, and then again substituted back with the help of change of variable that we had, and we obtained y of x is equal to this, okay. So this is the final solution. So with this we come to the end of the session of tutorial 3.